Hello, traders. Let's take a look at the featured stock from yesterday and then let's find a new one. My goal is to set you up with some great trades, and I hope that you'll return the favor by subscribing to my channel and by posting your comments. You don't want to miss these trades, so make sure to turn on your notifications. Let's get started. 2 hours into trading, it is February 11th, Thursday morning. Let's start with a review of the stocks that I've highlighted the last 5 days. That'll give you a sense of the track record that we have. I'll show you how we find these stocks. JMIA, that was a stock that I highlighted yesterday. You can see that the stock is a little bit higher today. Go into the 5-minute chart. You'll be able to see a better look of it. Stock really sold off pretty hard with the market yesterday, but it's bouncing a little bit. I still like the chart. Looks good. Been able to find support right here. Had relative strength yesterday. Market bloodbath yesterday. Stock held its own. Now the stock wants to break out, get through this resistance level. I like it. Let's continue to go back. NET, stock that I highlighted a couple of days ago, really hasn't gone anywhere. Earnings after the close today. Cup and handle formation, breakout through resistance. I like it, but I do not trade over earnings. I trade before and I trade after, but I do not hold over the actual number. TSM, beautiful. There's our bullish flag right there. We got in right about in here on that long candle there. Excellent trade. PLTR right there. We were in there. Excellent opportunity to exit right there. Actually, that's where we highlighted. Really nice up in here to be able to take profits on it. Stock is pulling back and filling in the gap. So you had to take your profits in here, but you had a couple of days to do that. Take a look at the final one, BIDU. Doesn't get any better than that. We were in right here, and look, that stock has gone from $255 to $310. That was a really big one. Let's try and find the stock for today, but we need to get our market bearings first. Yesterday, you saw this gap higher. I'd mentioned to you in the video yesterday. Please go back and watch it. Verify that what I say is actually true. I had mentioned right about here yesterday that this was going to be the low of the day. I said, given the magnitude of this bounce, everything that I've seen so far this morning, including the big 10P cross right here, this is going to be the low of the day. I think that we're going to make a higher low. We'll pull back, we'll make a higher low, and then the market will rally the rest of the day. Bingo. That's exactly what happened. Market first, market first, market first. It dictates everything that we do. So let's talk about this drop yesterday. Should we be afraid of it? First of all, if you're a day trader and you get a gap up, you never buy that early gap. You shouldn't anyway, because you run the risk of the bottom falling out, just like this. So we saw that the market was leaking oil right out of the gate for the first half hour, and a big long red candle closing on its low as the first bar. Never a good sign for a gap up. This morning, you can see how we pulled back. I warned everyone, listen, we've got another opening gap higher. Be careful. We know that there was heavy selling pressure yesterday. Sorry about that. Got a bullish explosion or a bearish explosion alert. Not going to pay attention to it. After a big round of selling like this, the bid is going to be tested, and that's exactly what this was. Institutions came in, we had some downward momentum. They knew that they could go hunt for some stops. We had the high from the prior day. Once that gave way, more selling pressure. Then the low from the prior day was taken out. Whoosh, we get this big drop. The magnitude of this bounce tells me that buyers are still engaged. They saw that as an opportunity to get long. Institutions pay attention to this stuff because that's what this whole process is. They want to check the bid. They want to make sure that buyers are still lined up. Now that we've been able to grind higher, you can see today, price action, they're still wanting to make sure that the bid is strong. So we come in, almost fill in the gap, have a little bit of a rally, but see how long this took to unfold? That's a very good sign for bulls. We want this to be a nice long process. What you don't want is two long red candles, a couple of green candles, and then whoosh, a couple more red candles. That would be a bearish sign. The fact that this bottoming process is taking a while And the fact that we've been able to hold this gap from yesterday's close, you can see that tail under body right here. We're within a nickel of closing that gap. So for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much closed. So now we've got a double bottom low in here. I think that the market's going to find support. If we just go sideways for the rest of the day, that's a victory for the bulls. It shows that the bid is still strong. Anytime the market gets a little overheated, we can expect some profit taking, lots of volatility in the market. So what we don't want to see is we don't want to see 1, 2, 3 tests of that low, a little rally off of it, and then late in the day, we take out that low because there are buyers lined up here. And a breakdown below this low of the day is going to trigger some sell stops that could feed on itself, perhaps even get us to the low from yesterday. I don't see that happening. I see this as still a very bullish market. We just got news that Nancy Pelosi is saying that she wants to see that stimulus bill by the end of the month. Hopefully, they'll be able to get it done because that would certainly fuel a market rally. I believe that shorts are going to be on their best behavior until that stimulus bill goes through. You're also not going to see a lot of profit taking until that stimulus bill goes through. So as far as the overall market is concerned, I still like it. We'll go back into the daily chart. Here you can see everything is still okay on the daily chart. We're probably going to go sideways for a little bit, compress, consolidate. The bid will grow with each passing day, and then whoosh, we'll have the next leg higher. Now we are breaking out above this upper end of the trading channel. That is usually a dangerous sign, and we'll draw it in right there. But when we poke through, which we did yesterday, we don't just poke through a little bit. A buying climax is usually huge. I think we get to SPY 400 with ease, perhaps even 405. But if we get to 405, I think you got to head to the sidelines. You got to take profits. We've already seen that there are some sellers who are anxious to take profits, take some chips off the table, buy back in on the dip. That's how I would play it. This upward sloping trend line channel, can last for a very, very long time because it's nice and steady and you can see some volatility within that channel. You get toward the top of it, take some profits. You get toward the bottom of it, buy in. Sorry about this. I'm going to take these down. These bullish explosion alerts have been keeping us so dang busy. And man, have we had some great ones. We have been all over the pot stocks. They've been flying all over the place. So without further ado, let's find a stock that we like for today. We'll keep an eye on what the market is doing in the background here, 5-minute basis, and we'll hopefully see that bid right here grow. The 1OP indicator really not doing much right around the zero line, so I'm not going to read too much into it one way or the other. If you look at the high from yesterday, which is an all-time high, if you look at the low from yesterday, that is a massive daily range. We are likely to have an inside day today, meaning that the high and the low from the prior day are preserved. So look for some choppy action today, a little back and forth. I'm going to show you how I find my stocks. Heavy buying is a great search. In fact, yesterday I showed you a stock. I showed you a couple of stocks actually that were not my pick of the day, but they're doing really well today. One of them is going to be my pick of the day today, AMAT. Look at that beautiful bullish flag. Runs up, pulls back, climb, 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 boom, to a new relative high. I like AMAT. This stock goes higher. There's a semiconductor chip shortage. This stock is going to do really well, just like our TSM pick. I still like that one too. Nice breakout, continues to climb. So I love that one. The other one that I want to show you is, remember, I told you, keep an eye on Airbnb. I told you this 2 days ago. I reminded you yesterday. Look at it today. Go back and watch the video from Wednesday. Confirm that what I say is really true. I want you to get a feel for how accurate this information is. Bullish explosion, FROG. Took a look at that one a little earlier. It is getting through this horizontal resistance level right here. Earnings after the close. So this is a suspicious move. Makes me think that maybe that number got released a little early, especially with all that big volume. But we picked up on Frog back in here, and then I posted it to my members in the chat room. And hey, why don't I just show you right here? Frog jumping. Pardon the pun. That was at 10:18, so that was about 15 minutes ago, right in there. But I said, I don't really like this one. I'll watch it, but I'm not going to trade it. Really nice. That's how the explosion alerts work. Look at that stock. It's gone from $66 to $70 in 10 minutes. You think you could make some money with these bullish explosions? I know you can because we do every day. I know every 5-minute increment for every stock, and I know the average daily volume for that 5-minute increment. That's what we search for. When these big spikes come out, big volume pop, big price increase, we don't even know the news yet. It hasn't hit the wires. It's barely hit the wires. When you see those explosions, these are excellent, especially when you have big horizontal breakouts. Back to AMAT. I really like that one. I also think that Airbnb goes higher. This morning we sold an Airbnb February 19th, 200, 197.50 bullish put spread for 80 cents. Super nice trade. If that works out a week from tomorrow, we're going to make somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 45% return on that trade. Super, super good. So that's your pick of the day. Let's take a look at a couple of others that might be popping in here. Z has been on my list. That was another bullish flag right here that we're picking up on. Mentioned that a few days ago. Was not my pick of the day. Here we go. There's another bullish explosion alert. Let's take a look. Let's see what it's doing. This one I little bit leery of because the stock has not been able to get above the high of the day. So let's keep going down the list here. PayPal, that looks really good on the daily chart. Let's see if there's anything in here that has not gone up an incredible amount. That was really nice. PINS. There you got your downward sloping trend line, big breakout, earnings, follow through. That looks good. This is the heavy buying list that we use. This is what helps us find stocks right on the open every day. ZNGA, that's another stock. I'm almost positive I mentioned that one at least in the last couple of days. Got the downward sloping trend line here, bullish flag formation, really moving well there. In fact, I had said this is not really the type of bullish flag that I look for. This is more of a horizontal breakout. I believe I referenced it yesterday. So a bullish flag, what I like to see in those formations, and let me go to AMAT and show you specifically, I like to see this long flagpole here. And then I like to see the pullback. And then I like to see that downtrend breached. If I've got a stock that's just kind of waffling around like this, it's more of a horizontal breakout if that's taken a long time to unfold. So anyway, AMAT, that's your pick of the day. Gave you a little market analysis. You can look for the market to gain support in here. The only thing that we need to be very watchful for is long red candles later in the day that might take out this low right here at about 390. If that happens, I believe that you're going to see some sell stops triggered and then the momentum could pick up. But I think that given that we had one and done yesterday, hit the low, we're grinding higher all day, gapping higher today, we've formed support here. I think that buyers have the information they need to get behind this market and continue to rally. Realize that there's a lot of money still trying to get in the market, and now we're getting into fear of missing out, FOMO mode. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.